Hello and welcome back to what I think will probably be the last video to introduce new pairs for the F2L. So we're going to look at a few more, but before I do, I want to kind of promote a guide that I found. I did not make this guide. I found it on, if you can see right here, kungfumanchu.com. It says Andy Kleiss's Speed Cubing Guide. This is only the first page. There's another page that goes with it. But here on one page, they have everything for the first two layers. Okay, I do encourage you to learn it intuitively, but in the first video, we basically covered these easy cases, these four cases. In the second video, while lengthy, we covered pretty much all of these. We covered the reposition, this one, this one, this one, this one, and all of these. So the only ones we haven't covered are corner in place and the edge in the upper face, and edge and corner in place. Okay, so I encourage you, absolutely, go to this site, get this. It's really good to have these formulas in front of you so that way you can look at them and really practice them, because eventually something will just click and it'll feel like you're not memorizing 42 different formulas. It'll feel like, you know, 2 or 3 main ideas, so it's not going to be so bad. So for now, what we're going to discuss is this section here, which is when the corner is in place and the edge is in the upper face. So the first and most basic, so let me kind of mess around here a little bit. I don't want the last layer to be solving itself constantly. The first one, which many of you probably already know, is when the corner is completely solved correctly and the edge is in the upper face. When this happens, you have one case and its mirror image, which are right up here. And the basic idea is you turn the top, okay, so that way this blue and this blue are opposites. And then you turn up this corner by turning the blue side, okay? And then turn the top and turn it back down. And then you have one of the easy cases. Now they're paired up and you can put it in a usual way. Or similarly, its mirror image would be, oh, sorry, that is the one that we just did. Its mirror image would be something like this. Corners in place, here's the edge, it needs to go here. So you rotate this way. And then red opposite red, you turn the red face to put the corner up. Notice these are opposite colors. You turn the top to match up this edge and put it back down. So those 3 moves set it up, and then you take it from there, however you want to do it. Whether you want to do it by putting it in a normal way, or maybe if you don't have any edges oriented, you might do a sledgehammer idea that we discussed in the first video. Kind of up to you. So that's the first 2. The next 4 really are this idea. So you have the corner in, but it's incorrectly oriented. For all 4 of those, you're going to rotate the top until the edge matches the center. So rotate, it matches. Okay. Now, if where it matches, you have white on the opposite side, so not white here, not on the side where it's matching, then you simply rotate this side, turn the top to pair them up, and put it back down. Those are the setup moves, and you put in that pair like usual. So again, one more time, you just rotate, pair them up, put it back down. From another angle, again, you know, when you actually get the situation, you might be holding it like this, and you'll go, oh, there's a corner, there's this one, I'm going to rotate it so they match up, and maybe you'd be holding it this way. The main point is you bring up the slot, not in this way, not that that's so bad, but in this way. You turn the top to pair them up, and you put it back down. And then you put it in the usual way. Once you get the hang of this, you'll get the hang of it from multiple angles, and you'll be able to do nice finger tricks. Like for this one, I could do what I call a right trigger, turn the top, and do another right trigger. So it can go quite quickly. It can be, approximately this speed. pretty quickly. So that's the case whenever where the edge matches up. See, blue matches up with blue center. You have the white here. But what if the white is rotated the other way? Well, for that one, it's something like this. Okay, so here it matches up, and on that same side you have white. Same thing, you're still going to turn the side where it matches up, okay, for any of these. But instead of rotating it this way, because if white were here, then that would pair them up, you rotate it the other way, and then put it back down. Then it makes easy case number 2, and you can put it in like usual. From the opposite point of view, or the mirror image, you'll rotate the top however much until it matches up. You'll notice that where it matches up is white, so you're going to turn the side where it matches up, turn the top this way, and then put it back down. And then you have easy case number 2. All right, so that covers everything right here. The last thing we have is edge and corner in place. Obviously, I don't know if you can quite see it, you have a solved pair, there's nothing to do there, just pat yourself on the back. Then you have 5 others, although again, these 2 are mirror images and these 2 mirror images. So really only 3 left, and we're just about done. So notice that in comparison to these, which are for the most part, 3 turns or so to set up, and maybe an upturn beforehand, and then maybe an upturn afterwards, and then putting it in, these ones have much longer formulas. For the most part, you're just going to do 3 simple moves to change it to one of the previous cases, and then solve those cases. So let's go through them one by one. And these are not unique. So I encourage you to, kind of play around with it. But for example, if you have this case where a corner is solved and an edge is flipped incorrectly, you can do a lot of things. You can decide, I'm just going to take out this pair like this. Then do that case. How do you do this case? Well, you put the corner here. This edge needs to go here, so you put the corner down, do a half turn, put it back up. Now they're opposite, which is a simple easy case. So all you really did is you did 3 moves to make it into some other situation. Okay? Then you did the 3 move setup, turn the top, and the 3 move execution. So there's some upturns in between, but essentially 9 moves with a couple upturns, so maybe 12 turns. Similarly, say you have something like this, the corner in there correctly, and the edge in there correctly and the corner twisted. So for this, there's a lot of ways you can do it. And from different angles, you might want to do it different ways. But for example, usually I'll hold the white on the back, either back left or back right, and I'll do this turn to break it up. And that breaks it up, so now I have this corner and this edge, trying to fill in this slot. So I'll turn the top. And then again, if I put this corner down and rotate this edge in place, using the ideas from video 2, that pairs it up to make it easy case number 1, which I can put in, no problem. Similarly, if it's from the other angle, I might do it, turn around and do it from the left. Or if I'm already holding it like this, I might do it like this, to pair it up and put it in. Perhaps it's a little fast, but you'll get the hang of it. But that's not the only way you can take it out. You can also choose to take it out like this. If you're holding it from this angle, you can choose to take it out this way, and that creates this kind of pair where you rotate it, and then all you need to do is bring down the corner and move this edge over, if you remember that case. And then you turn the top and put it in. So for the most part, I would say that these ones you have to play around with. Depending on how you're holding it, you'll want to take out both the pieces into the top layer in a different way, so that maybe it's easier to move with your fingers, easier to do finger tricks. The last case that I have to show is, there we go, something like this. where the edge is incorrectly put in and the corner is twisted one way or another. Notice whether it's twisted this way or this way, really they're mirror images of each other. See, the blues match or the reds match. In which case, I do the same setup typically that I did for the other one. I hold the white on the back, either the back right or the back left, and I break it up like so. Except for now, since they're opposites, I still move this here, but I don't move this one here, I move it there. And then these two I'll put into the correct spot. So I realize this is a lot to absorb. So chances are you're going to have to watch this again. On YouTube, if you watch it at 50% speed by hitting the settings in the bottom right of the video, you can watch it at 50% speed and there should still be sound with it. If you watch it at a slower speed, there may not be. So maybe that can help you if you're struggling because I'm turning the cube a little too fast. But I encourage you, watch these in order. First the easy cases, then the vast majority of the rest. But that's pretty much it, and I really encourage you to find this guide online, kungfumanchu.com, download it and look at it. Maybe doing this all in one sitting is a little much, kind of like we did. Instead, you could, just focus on the easy cases one day and just a full day dedicated to that, and then a full day dedicated to this, and then a full day dedicated to these, and then because this is a really well organized sheet that he has here. So I definitely recommend that you download this. All right, I think that's it for now. This does cover all the cases, but it doesn't necessarily cover all the ideas that I want to share about the first two layers. So the next video is going to be about just a few kind of tips and tricks, because a lot of these ideas can be used even if, some of the pieces are in other pairs or in other slots that don't necessarily correspond with the pieces. So I think in the next video, I'll just have a few tips and tricks, maybe a few simple examples, and then maybe to finish off this little series, I'll do a couple example solves where I'll go through and show you exactly how I would do the first two layers of a few example solves. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.